And the first thing on the agenda is going to be a reorganization of the commissioners. So I will make a motion to nominate Stan Stoppenhagen as the chairman.
I'll second it.
Okay,
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. So we'll turn the meeting over to you then, Stan.
okay, we take open for nominations for vice chairman.
I'll nominate Steve.
I would second that. Okay, motion carries. I don't think we need any other nominations, do we?
Oh, where?
Okay. All right, first item on the agenda is the minutes from December 28th, 2021. Any comments, questions, corrections on those minutes?
No, I'd make a motion that we'd accept the minutes.
Okay, Stan, I wasn't there, so you're going to have to second it.
Okay, I'll second that motion. Motion carries to approve the minutes in the record from December 28th, 2021. All right, thank you, gentlemen. All right, auditor's report. Tony?
Who's that? Let me finish typing a thing or two here. Okay, 1 second. Okay, the claims should be on your email, but they're also going to be listed here. It's the accounts payable claims paid on January 5th in the amount of $611,124.28, 611,124.28. And if you look through those claims, the major or big portion of that is, of course, highway. So there's that if you want to glance at those.
Yeah, I'm gonna take just a minute and look through it. I didn't see those.
Yeah,
Tony,
your county
the highway
emails.
department- yeah, the highway department had 416,000 to Brooks, so that
Yeah.
would take the others down to 200,000, which would be pretty much in line.
Brooks Construction got the biggest portion of that claim cycle. If you can find Brooks Construction on there.
That's right
A
there.
few of those, actually. 3 or 4 of them.
3 of them.
3 of them? That's why it's a little bigger.
Okay. Any comments?
I didn't see any I didn't have any other questions on them, Stan. I'll make a motion to approve the claims. What is it? $616,118.94.
The corrected one, Rex, was $611,124.28.
Okay, I
It
didn't
was
have
on
that.
the first one. It's a 611,124.28.
Okay, I stand corrected because I didn't have that one here.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll second that.
Okay, moved and seconded to approve the claims. Motion carries.
Okay, next item I have is payroll claims for 12/23 of 21 in the amount of $312,830.13, 312,830.13. That's right
That's
about
about where we've been
Yep.
at. Yeah. Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the payroll claims.
I'll second.
Okay, moved and seconded to approve payroll claims as of 12/23/21. Motion carries.
Okay. That is all that I have today.
County engineer. Sounds impressive, doesn't it?
It sounds better than normal. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you guys. Happy New Year.
Yep.
Good to see you're back. Okay, I just have some informative things today. Received a call the end of last week about the chassis that we ordered, the tandem axle chassis we ordered, and the price is going up $4,200. What we've been hearing, though, this is just across the board. This came down from the top, the manufacturer down. They're doing it to everybody. So other manufacturers are doing the same thing. It's because their costs have increased, and so that truck chassis is going to be an additional $4,200. I spoke to Mark just a little bit. They're still a little bid. So.
That's what I was gonna ask, if it changes the
Yeah,
bid
no,
price.
they're still a little bit. And the other manufacturers are doing it though too. So, he felt really bad when he called, but there's nothing they can do because it came from the top. And it's not just us, it's everybody that had something ordered, they're gonna be charged more. So, I don't,
So do we have to approve that as a new change order? Or do we have to approve?
that'll be a Mark question.
Yeah.
What's that?
There's probably
Since-
money in the budget for
Since
that.
Yeah,
the
there's
bid
money in the
changed
budget
by
for it.
$4,200, do we have to do a change order, or do we?
No, you may have to do, depending on what's budgeted for it, you may have to do an additional appropriation in
We've got
twenty
money.
He's got
2022.
money in the
Yeah,
budget.
there's.
If you've got the money, then no.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of give you guys a heads up. Yeah.
Steve, we should do that with,
Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking
up the price after we,
Yeah,
yeah.
after you ordered, then the price
Yeah.
went up.
Yeah.
Wait
Let's do that.
Wait till they eat it, then raise it.
Yeah. Okay, and then, just do my kind of public announcement type thing. Hey, snow season's upon us. And if we get a bunch of snow this year, we just like to remind everybody, slow down. You take your time, be safe on the roads, and don't put your snow from your lanes out on the road.
Hey,
That causes a problem, when people come through and if we don't get it off the road right away. So just kind of public service announcement, just be mindful of where you're putting your snow at.
or else what?
The wood tree crew is out now. Since it froze up, finally, they're actually out. We're trimming some more trees again along the roads. We're utilizing the bucket truck now finally. Up till now, it's been sloppy wet and everything's been soft. So today they actually have the new truck out.
How many guys did you get certified then?
Actually, there was only one that was on vacation, but everybody else was there and watched the presentation. So, and it's not, not so much that they're certified, but they were all there and attended it. The truck is certified though. We did have them certify the truck, and they've been through the truck, and they said that truck is actually in very good shape. The truck is certified. And then, just another
Wait,
heads up.
what does that mean, that the truck is certified?
They
Is
go
that
through the
something-
boom and all that they go through the boom and that on it, just check it over, make sure there's no cracks, no physical defects in it, and everything's working the way it should.
Do we have to do that every year, or what do we, or?
And from my understanding is we own the truck, we're gonna use it ourselves, we're not for hire.
Oh,
So not that we have to do it every year, maybe every couple of years, every few years, it'd probably be a good idea. Just that way we do have it on record, it's certified.
as long as our mechanics are
Yeah,
qualified to do the same.
well, and they'll be able to work on the truck, but as far as the boom and that, no, we'll take it back to them and have them go through it. Yeah. That's more of a specialized type thing anyhow. Yeah, they said we have a very good truck. The thing's in very good shape. So I was really happy about that. So thank you guys again. And then, just a heads up also, there is a gas pipeline seminar that is put on every year. And like NIPSCO and all the other gas companies get together, and they have it at the venue in Fort Wayne. And it's just a pipeline safety. Hey, you know what? It doesn't cost anything. And so you can go up there and they'll inform you about where these pipelines are, how to recognize them, how to recognize a leak, that type of thing. Like I said, it doesn't cost us anything. They put it on for free. So on January 24th, we're actually sending a big group up. So basically anybody that might ever work on the pipe crew, we're sending. And some of the guys that haven't been to it before, we're gonna send up and go through that. It's just a couple hour thing in the morning, in Fort Wayne. So I just wanna let you guys know we're actually sending them a little more additional training. So, and that's all I have.
All right. So as far as snow, we're ready for snow?
We're ready for snow.
Blades are ready, salt's ready.
You don't want it.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, we've had everything ready to go for, a month now, so
Hope we don't have to use the
hope we
drone.
don't have to use it.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep, very good. Okay, Rick, did you want to come up?
I'm not ready for snow.
I'm not either, Rick.
Nope.
I guess an update on the council and aging room, the old council and aging room. It's,
Room 120?
yeah, room 120. Economic Development's having the carpet cleaned this morning, so I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
We're still set, Mark, for the meeting tomorrow at 10, I believe.
Yeah, at my office.
Stan, you'll be there?
Mhm. That's with core facilities?
Yes. And the other thing I have is, I guess I'll make this a public thing. Has anything changed on the hours of the buildings starting the 10th? We were gonna change from 8 to 4, because I have to get the door system changed. January 10th, the last thing I got, we were changing our hours.
January 10th.
January 10th, so that'd be next Monday, so that's still on, right?
Yeah, it was voted on by the commissioners.
Okay.
Shannon, did you have anything?
Okay. So I guess for the papers, we have new hours for the 3 buildings. It'll be 8 AM to 4 PM. Starting Monday the 10th. Other than that, gentlemen, that's all I have.
You know where our new tables are?
I'm gonna, as soon as I get out of here, I'm gonna go look. I never
All we know is they were
called.
delivered.
I mean, we communicated on this, but they never called me. I'll go down to the gymnasium, maybe they got it delivered over there.
Otherwise, we'll have to call up there and say, hey,
Yeah,
where'd you leave these things?
of all days, we were shut down.
Wasn't even supposed to be till the 11th.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I just had to
Okay.
throw that out there to you, Rick.
Yeah, we've talked about it. I don't know where they.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to meeting with
Yeah.
Matt tomorrow and
Okay.
see if we can keep things going on the chillers and maybe the generator too.
Yeah.
So,
That's all I have, gentlemen.
all right. Very good. Thank you, Rick. Okay. Mark, did you have anything for us?
We've got a resolution, Julie Marie's got a resolution here as far as the new COVID guidelines, I think is the procedure for county employees.
Yes,
We've
I
made
sent a draft to you. The only changes, instead of saying the unvaccinated people shall be vaccinated, we'll just put strongly recommended that they be vaccinated. The guidelines suggest that it's a shall, however, we can kind of fudge that a little and say strongly recommended, leave that. The other thing is, rather than having the department heads be the middle person for conveying information with regards to vaccine status and rapid tests, it's just going to go right to the Human Resources Director, and she will maintain it as a confidential record for all county employees. The last thing is, we added and specified a rapid test rather than just a general COVID test, just to ensure that we're not having too many delays for people that are having to go get tested. So I'm getting ready to print that out. I need to go upstairs and grab a copy of it, and I'll bring it down for you.
You have the number for that?
We'll need to get a number,
If you
resolution.
guys haven't done one yet this year, this week,
Okay. I don't think we have.
Council hasn't, so, yep.
The resolution
So
2022.
the new policy will reflect that, all vaccination records and testing records would go through human resources
It would
and be handled
yes.
confidentially there.
Yep.
Is that anything that the health department is gonna get involved with as far as, actually doing the testing? Or who is actually gonna do the testing?
There is no specification as to who needs to do the testing, and there is no requirement that the employer has to be responsible for the cost of it. So that does kind of imply that employees are going to be responsible for going out, getting their own tests, and paying for their own tests.
But
So
it will still be our responsibility to ensure compliance.
it is, correct.
And that will, once it goes to HR, it then, if anybody's out for that, we obviously need that for payroll too in the auditor's office. So she'll have to work closely with us so that we have that when we need it.
Correct, because included in there, and I included all of the language that is mandated in the regulation. There is paid time off for testing. There is paid time off mandated for having symptoms if after one of the shots you had symptoms. So all of that is in there. So yes, Human Resources and the Auditor's Office will have to work closely to monitor what's necessary by way of paying people for their time off related to COVID testing and COVID reactions.
Hey, Stan.
Yeah.
Yeah, were there any provisions in the OSHA guidelines for exemptions at all?
No. The only exception is,
Can you hear Julie Marie all right?
I can barely, but I can hear you. I think, yeah, go ahead.
We'll have her come up here,
I'll come
Rex,
up
so
a
she
little
can,
closer.
closer to the microphone.
Can you hear me now, Rex?
I sure can.
Okay. It really doesn't apply to, I think probably the highway department might be the only one that it really doesn't apply to. It doesn't apply to employees whose workspaces doesn't bring them into contact with coworkers, members of the
Right.
general public, work from home, or work exclusively outdoors with very minimal contact with others. So
Okay.
it would not be an across-the-board thing. And if you work at home, it wouldn't apply.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Shannon, is that 80 hours? Same as it was before? Is that pay up to 80 hours for COVID or is it lesser?
It's less. So COVID, because we chose to pay employees when they receive a positive diagnosis, they're exposed to somebody, that's different from the time off that's allowed under the ETS for a reaction to a vaccine or going to get a vaccine. Those are different things. So it's 80 hours and then it's 2 days, I think, is 48 hours, and then there's 4 hours for actually getting the vaccine itself. However, the ETS says that we are allowed to require employees to use all of their paid time off before we give them any paid time off. So those are kind of separate issues.
Okay.
So we don't have to give them time off for testing? Just-
yes, 4 hours.
4 hours.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, not for testing,
Okay.
just for vaccines.
Oh, okay.
So if they do an at-home test, then they would bring proof in to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. If an employee who is unvaccinated based on their vaccination record comes to me and says, I want to go get a vaccine, I have to give them 4 hours to get the first shot and 4 hours to get the second shot, and then a total of 48 hours to recover if they have any side effects from either of those shots.
Okay.
Shannon keeps a list of these people's, there has to be a form as well. And then she comes to the auditor's office and we have to maintain the same list so that we know who is and who isn't and all of that for payroll. So
I don't know how much medical record information needs to go in there, but we can kind of talk about that in another conversation.
we'll talk about that later.
We just need to have this policy in place by Monday. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it will be struck down by the Supreme Court. So the language in there the resolution will only, it'll be a springing resolution. It'll only take effect depending upon what the Supreme Court says on the 7th. So if They strike it down, they find it unconstitutional, this resolution is like it never happened.
Should we approve? I mean, we don't need to approve it.
No, I think you have to approve it to be, would be effective,
If it's not shot down by the,
yeah.
We would approve it as a tentative.
It's written to be tentative, it's written to only take effect upon the mandate being enforced and upheld as valid by the United States Supreme
Yeah,
Court.
so
You have it in there.
If it's written that way, then that's how it would be effective. So I think you go ahead and adopt it today, and then obviously it's conditional upon a ruling by the Supreme Court.
Okay, well, we certainly appreciate your work on that.
And certainly if the Supreme Court rules, strikes it down, you can also go the second step and just repeal it.
I will be anxious to throw it in the trash. Okay.
I'll go get the resolution, it's upstairs.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
Did you want me to cover this memorandum of understanding regarding the Council on Aging
If you want to.
in the Merit Center? Okay.
I didn't give you a copy of that, but it's between them and the city of Decatur.
okay.
Yeah, so I read through it, everything looks to be in order, so the Council on Aging is moving out to the Merit Center, and the city of Decatur is providing them with 2 rooms at no rent, and in exchange, the Merit Center is going to provide administrative oversight and administration of the building and the offices there. And so that is a 2-year agreement. And the county is going to provide the landline phone for the Merit Center, as well as internet connection for the Merit Center, for Council on Aging. And then you already support the Council on Aging in your budget, so you will continue that just the same as you have. So I think it's probably a pretty good agreement. The exchange of services, they get the office space, and they'll have the personnel to provide the oversight of the center out there. So I've looked over the agreement, it looks good to me. Just need a motion to approve that, and we'll sign it and get it sent back to the city of Decatur.
Rex, I don't know if you had a chance to look at that method of memorandum of understanding for Council on Aging in the city of Decatur.
I didn't get a copy of it, no.
You have any questions on it, Rex?
No, I don't. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So,
Do we need a motion on that?
Yep.
Make a motion.
okay, we got a motion from Steve.
Okay, I'll second it.
Okay, seconded by Rex. All right, motion
Down
carries.
here, it's just this second page here, need your signatures there, Tony. Attest, and we'll put the date on it and we'll get it sent back to the city.
What is it that the county was running again?
Landline and internet connection.
Landline
for-
internet?
Yep, Council on Aging. Just Tony, not Anthony.
Hey. You got it?
I'll take this over to Phyllis then, and so she's got a copy for their meeting. Okay. Anything else?
I don't think so. We got reorganized, and we've got a public defender board meeting at 12:30. I think that's it.
All right, Shannon?
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, you got 4 minutes.
4 minutes, that's fine,
Oh.
we can get it done. Just as Rick already brought it up, if he's still in here, but just as a reminder that our hours change next week. We're going to 8 AM to 4 PM in all county buildings and offices. The one thing that we did not officially decide was if we're gonna require employees to clock in and clock out for lunch. It's gonna be a 30-minute paid period, so we didn't officially make the determination if we were gonna have employees clock in and clock out for that 30 minutes. So thoughts, questions, concerns?
I don't know that we have to have them clock in and clock out. I mean, it's paid straight through.
It is. I just wanted to ask Mark or Julie Marie or both's opinion on having an employee on the clock while they're outside the building.
I think if they're outside the building, I think we have them clock out to go outside the building. If they're staying in the building, then they don't have to. But if they're gonna leave the building, I think they need to clock out.
Brad,
Like now for us, though, because, our guys are mainly out of the building.
Yeah, but we're talking about like if I'm in my office
Okay,
and then I leave to go to.
okay, so for us, it's not, okay, all right, I just want to make sure.
You guys are always special.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
Always special.
Yeah, that's
So
what
is
your
that
mother
something-
said.
Is that something you guys agree with?
I would agree with that, yeah. And, as far as if there's questions on that, could we allow the department head to make the final determination?
well, if it's one or the other, there shouldn't be no
Well, but
determination.
just like highway department, that's a different circumstance, and I don't know, like the surveyor, Mark Wynn, there's so many different circumstances, but I don't know. If there's a question, I guess, I can't think of any other examples right off the top of my head. But generally, I would certainly agree with that.
Yeah, I think that the department heads are gonna lean towards just don't punch out. So if we leave it up to their opinion, they're just gonna say, no, don't worry about it, don't clock out. So they're gonna have them stay on the clock anyways. So I think it's good to have just one or the other. And then if there's any questions that can come through me and I can come to you guys and we can talk about it.
Well, and, if an employee whose main duties throughout the whole day is in the building.
Right.
And they leave for lunch.
Right.
Then they should clock out.
Yes, I agree.
What if they are not going out to eat lunch, but just going to pick lunch up and bring it back?
If
They're
you
gone
leave,
for like 10 or 15 minutes to get that.
if you leave the premises, if you leave your workstation, if you're normally in a county building, then if you leave that area, then I think you need to clock out.
Just want to
But if-
specify that because I think some people think that taking lunch is actually going out to West End or something and eating lunch and then coming back and not thinking of it as driving through McDonald's and bringing lunch back here. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a little, that needs to be defined, that they need to clock out.
If they're, I think, we could have language in the policy that says if their regular duties are in the office, with office hours, and then if they leave the building, they need to clock out. The timekeeping system should take care of that, whether they're gonna go pick it up or eat out. Then we get into the weeds.
Yeah, I mean, as a department head, thinking ahead, I would like to know what to tell them too. Like, hey, I'm, I don't know, running down the Java Bean and grabbing something, I'll bring it right back.
Yeah, I don't care if it's Java Bean, Walmart.
So if they
McDonald's,
leave the
McDonald's.
premises, and that'll be in the language, then that's what it will be.
So do we need a motion to approve that for today and then we'll write a policy for it, or how do we go about that?
That's up to you. You wanna get it written up and bring it back next Tuesday and we'll just adopt it that way, or
Yeah, I mean, we start on Monday, so I'm gonna have to email everybody and tell them something.
then I would approve it today with that language and then bring back the final written form next Tuesday. That way you can get it out.
Okay, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion carries.
Okay, we do have all groups on the timekeeping system now. The final group that went live was group 5, which was the courts. They are having just some adjustment issues. The timekeeping system isn't giving them fits, but they're just trying to learn and get up to speed. But we do have a tentative date of not doing paper anymore, if you guys are okay with it, barring any complications, and we're looking at February 5th. So that's gonna give Bree and I 3 more payrolls to get processed with new salary rates, worked holidays, kind of that weird special stuff. And then we're hoping by February 5th, that's when we'll be able to say, okay, no more paper time cards, no more paper vouchers. We are 100% on timekeeping. Are Are you guys in agreement with that?
I would defer to you and Bree and Tony, I guess, as far
I
as.
think our
what's-
discussion
what's
this
manageable.
morning was barring any unforeseen circumstance that as we approach that time, I would say it would be contingent upon any unforeseen circumstance occurring that we cannot foresee at this time. Otherwise, then yes, it would start then. Because you just never know. We don't think that'll happen, but you never know.
Okay. Rex, what do you think about that, given another 3 pay periods?
I would agree with that. Yeah, I don't think we need to make a motion on anything on that.
Shannon, how does PTO play into that as well? What timeline? Is that the same kind of timeline for PTO that we go live or?
Yeah, so for PTO and the updated policy manual, we're also looking at 2.5. Those 2 items are a little bit different from the payroll process itself. We can go live with timekeeping, PTO, and we can go live with the new policy manual and still do the paper vouchers. Like, if we continue to do paper vouchers and paper time cards for another 6 months, it's not gonna hurt us or hinder us in any way. But I do wanna get PTO kicked off, and I do wanna get the new policy manual issued, so we're looking at February 5th definitively for that date, unless the world blows up before then. That would be the only real
Don't
thing.
discount it. I've seen some
I know,
weird stuff the last
I know.
couple of years.
So are you guys okay with that? Do you feel comfortable with that? We've been over the manual quite a few times.
Like I say, I'm fine with that as long as it's manageable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only other question is that there's not really any indicator right now in the policy manual for when an employee earns a sick day, their half a sick day for the month. So I know that the question is gonna come up, do we get our half sick day for the month of February if we go PTO on February 5? So do you think that they should or that they should not?
We're already allowing them to carry over
Yes.
all their sick days from last year, correct?
I mean, they can convert them if they want to, or they can keep them in a bank. So they have one of 2 choices. I am of the opinion that because it's only 4 days into the month, you're not gonna earn it. You haven't worked half the month, you haven't worked most of the month, so you haven't really earned it, but that's my 2 cents.
I would agree with that one. I would agree with Shannon on that.
Okay?
Sure.
Okay, so that's what I'll tell everybody,
Okay.
is that, no, we're not earning a sick day for February unless something changes from February 5.
Okay.
Okay?
Unless they work February 30th.
Exactly. So that's all I have. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shannon. All right. Any other reports? Okay. Do you have anything else?
No, but I think we have to sign that resolution.
Yeah. The only other thing that I think we need to talk about, as far as the animal shelter,
I did see they were coming along really
they are
good.
coming along very well with the building and getting prepared. But as far as taking animals, they're not yet ready to take animals. So, I did talk to the Bowers and I talked to Chad and Jenny about extending into January, the current situation. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
What was their reply, Stan?
Charlie and Carol would be willing to continue the same service as they're doing it now. February, they did have plans if we were to go into February, they would rather not do that because they've got vacation plans, so. But as far as January, they were willing to manage it in January yet.
If it looks like we're not gonna be ready, by 1st of February, then we'll have to make some other arrangements, you know.
Right. So.
And we either have to, you know, come up with a way to see if the animals that they have can be, you know, adopted out or transferred and just stop picking up animals.
Yeah, I'll be in contact with the Heisers through the month and.
Yep.
But between Rex and Steve, I wanted to see what you thought about continuing that contract with the Bowers and the Sprungers through January.
Well, I think it sounds reasonable to go ahead and continue that through January, as far as I'm concerned.
Ken? Thoughts?
Need a motion on that, Mark?
Oh, I know.
Yep, that's my,
Yeah. So,
Oh, I need a motion on that.
I'll make that motion.
okay,
I guess I'll second it.
okay. We'll second to continue that contract with Charlie and Carol Bowers for the shelter and Chad and Jenny Sprunger for collecting animals through January. And I'll keep in contact with them then. And if anything changes by the end of the month, then we'll have to make different arrangements. So, okay, motion carries. So, I don't know if we wanted to make any mention as far as the health department attorney. Just kind of, as far as a comment on that, we've got Adam Miller that's going to be moving to different duties and resigning from the health department. And it looks like Luke Ainsworth is going to be taking over as health department attorney. So I've always appreciated working with Adam. He's been very straightforward and very good counsel for them and in presenting to us. And so I've always appreciated his counsel in that department. So anyway, just wanted to express my appreciation. All right. I don't think I had anything else. Anything else from the public? Ed?
Stan, I would. I'd like to say congratulations to you, Stan, for rising to chairman of the commissioners and Steve as vice chairman. And I just wanted to Stan to look in the camera and say, Rex, thank you for your service as chairman of the commissioners, your leadership, and most of all, your friendship. You're an excellent gentleman. Get back here to finish your work on Board of Commissioners.
Thanks a lot, Ed. Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Well, we appreciate you tuning in remotely, and we certainly miss having you here for sure. So, I would agree with Ed. Get to feeling better, and your health is the most important thing, so take care of that. And when you're able to join us in person, we'll look forward to that for sure.
Well, I'm looking forward to it too. Hopefully next week.
Good. Okay. We'll keep in touch. So, all right. Thank you, Ed. Okay. All right. If there's nothing else, I'd take a motion to adjourn.
Make the motion.
Second.
Okay, meeting adjourned.